Meghan Markle and Prince Harry ever happens quietly. Every little detail becomes a storm. And when the topic is Forest Lodge, oh honey, this isn't just real estate news. This is royal drama dressed up as bricks, ivy, and rose gardens. Because here's the truth. Forest Lodge isn't just a house, it's a symbol, a statement. It's about power, image, and status. And in this latest chapter of the royal saga, Catherine, the ever-composed Princess of Wales, has come out shining. Meanwhile, Meghan, she's reportedly been thrown into full-blown meltdown mode. Picture this: Forest Lodge sitting gracefully in Windsor Great Park. Sprawling grounds, private lakes glistening under the sun, tennis courts waiting for a summer match, and rose gardens so perfect they could star in a period drama. Inside, 8 massive bedrooms, each one so big Meghan could probably host one of her famous wellness retreats. But it's not just the beauty of the place, it's the privacy, the kind Hollywood A-listers would give anything for. Here's the twist that shattered Meghan's heart. William and Catherine didn't just rent the place. They didn't rely on taxpayer money. They didn't dip into allowances. Nope. They bought it outright. Paid in full, no strings attached. Their own money. Just like that. Done deal. And that single move? It reportedly sent Meghan into what insiders are calling her panic era. You might be wondering, why does Meghan care so much? It's just a house, right? Wrong. Forest Lodge wasn't just another property to Meghan. Back when she and Harry were still the golden couple of the semi-royal world, she allegedly toured it. She could see herself there already, organic tea in hand, planning her next big project from the patio, curating that royal but modern vibe she's always craved. So when she found out Catherine would be the one moving in, it stung. And not just a little. We're talking deep, raw, ego-crushing sting. Imagine picturing your dream life in a house, only for your biggest rival to claim it effortlessly. That's exactly what happened. And Meghan? She didn't just brush it off. Oh no. Insiders say she spiraled. She started obsessing over every little detail. The square footage, the fireplaces Catherine and William wanted to update, even the drapes. Yes, the drapes. She allegedly wanted to know if Catherine was going full restoration hardware or custom designer chic. Word is, bitter doesn't even cover it. This is envy in its purest form. And Harry? He hasn't exactly been a calming presence. According to those close to the couple, he's been pacing around their Montecito mansion, muttering things like, "It should have been us. They always get everything." Apparently, he keeps some mental scoreboard. Catherine gets a palace. Meghan gets Instagram cooking videos. William gets admiration and respect. Harry? Another Netflix deal people shrug at. The contrast is brutal. Catherine isn't making headlines with dramatic interviews or digs. She's not playing the victim. She's just living quietly, renovating gracefully, and letting her dignity speak. And in royal terms, that's the ultimate mic drop. What really twists the knife here is that Catherine didn't steal anything. She didn't throw shade. She didn't release a cryptic Instagram quote or slip in a sly jab during a speech. She just made her move. Calmly, quietly, elegantly. And that's what hurts Meghan the most. Because in doing absolutely nothing, no PR circus, no drama, Catherine won. The moment photos of Forest Lodge surfaced, insiders say Meghan unraveled. Not because she misses England or royal life, but because Catherine got the house she once dreamed of. And worse, Catherine made it. Look effortless. Behind closed doors, Meghan has reportedly turned into a one-woman comparison machine. Every inch of Forest Lodge gets compared to Montecito. How many bathrooms? How many acres? What kind of curtains? And every tiny update from Windsor, every new paint color, sends her deeper into envy. Harry isn't helping either. He allegedly fuels the fire, constantly replaying what ifs. What if they had stayed? What if they had played the game differently? What if they had just waited longer before leaving? For him, Forest Lodge isn't just a house. It's a flashing scoreboard screaming that he lost the game. Frogmore versus Forest Lodge. To make matters worse, Harry can't stop thinking about Frogmore Cottage, their old place. They poured $2.5 million into renovations, only to face endless criticism. And in the end, it never felt permanent. It always felt like a compromise. Now compare that to Forest Lodge, worth $16 million, adored by the public, and hailed as the forever home of William and Catherine. That word, forever, cuts deep. It's what Harry and Meghan wanted, but never got. Permanence, stability, a jewel to call their own. But Meghan isn't just sitting in her feelings. Reports say she's channeling the pain into content. Allegedly, she's been pitching Netflix projects inspired by Forest Lodge, titles like The Royal Home That Got Away or How I Almost Became the Queen of Windsor. Insiders even claim she's drawn up storyboards about real estate heartbreak. Other rumored ideas include a docuseries about historical homes that changed destiny, starting conveniently with her own housing journey, or a comparison of palaces versus modern mansions. The gag? She wants to make herself the voice of modern royalty while subtly shading Catherine. And here's where the contrast becomes brutal. Catherine isn't even acknowledging Meghan. She's too busy picking wallpaper, setting up her kids' rooms, and choosing curtains. She hasn't said a word. No tweets, no interviews, just silence. And somehow that silence is louder than any interview Meghan has ever given. The public sees Catherine sipping tea on the patio, kids playing in the background, and the story writes itself. Graceful, stable, serene. Meanwhile, Meghan is still chasing the next headline. That's the real dagger. The house isn't the issue. It's what it represents. Peace and permanence. Catherine didn't just buy a mansion. She pulled off a PR victory without lifting a finger. If Meghan is spiraling out loud, Harry is spiraling in silence. Insiders say he replays old conversations and decisions like a broken record. What went wrong? Where did they lose? Could it have been different? To him, Forest Lodge is proof that his brother won. While William thrives with approval and respect, Harry feels stuck across the Atlantic, telling the same grievances on repeat. And what eats at him most? The ease of it all. William and Catherine didn't beg for sympathy. They didn't explain themselves in interviews. They didn't sell the story. They just moved in. Quietly, effortlessly. And it worked. Of course, Meghan being Meghan, she's reportedly working on a spin. She wants to turn this into a redemption arc. One version, a docuseries about reinvention, showing her as the woman who rose from rejection into relevance. Another version, positioning Montecito as the cooler, contemporary answer to Windsor. Curated. Bookshelves, modern design, light-filled California chic. If Catherine has Forest Lodge, Meghan wants Montecito to scream, "We're the future!" But the internet isn't buying it. Royal watchers are sharp. Many fans are noticing a pattern. Every time Catherine wins quietly, Meghan makes noise. Every graceful move from Catherine sparks a counter-headline from Meghan. And Forest Lodge? It's the latest battlefield. But one Meghan can't win. The house is already taken. The narrative already sealed. This goes deeper than a house. For Harry, it's the reminder that his brother is celebrated as the future of the monarchy while he's sidelined. For Meghan, it's the sting of watching her rival claim what she once dreamed of. But here's the cruel irony. Catherine's greatest weapon is silence. She doesn't react. She doesn't fight. She doesn't even acknowledge the rivalry. And somehow, that works better than all of Meghan's strategies combined. When the public sees Catherine strolling through the gardens at Forest Lodge, kids by her side, it's game over. The optics are unbeatable. Catherine looks like peace, grace, and stability. Meghan, by comparison, looks restless, bitter, and stuck. At the end of the day, Forest Lodge is just a house. But in this royal saga, it represents everything. For Catherine, it's a home, a place of calm, a quiet victory. For Meghan, it's the one that got away, the dream she can't stop reliving. And that's why this story matters. It's not just about walls and windows. It's about image, rivalry, and the power of doing absolutely nothing. Because while Meghan brainstorms, obsesses, and spirals, Catherine simply sips her tea. And somehow, that silence, it's the loudest sound of all.